everybody, welcome back. We're going to be making some freezer meals today. Whether or not you're having a baby or you're having a surgery or just you need a little bit of meal prep in your life to make your days easier. Sometimes a little freezer meal prepping a week in advance, oh, it can just be so nice. So today I'm going to share with you guys 5 freezer meals that I am making for my fellas while I am going on a little trip with my Aunt Vicki, my sister Emily, and my sister Caitlin. I know Dusty and the boys can totally take care of themselves. They can feed themselves easily. It's just, I am a mother. I am a wife. It's ingrained into my brain just to make sure that my fellas are taken care of. And Dusty can take care of the boys so fine without me. It's just what I do as a mom. So Dusty is going to take care of the boys' breakfast and lunches the whole time I'm gone. But I'm still going to make sure that they have a nice home-cooked dinner from Mama. Because it's just what I do. I have to do it. These are our favorites. And let's just get to it. Let's make 5 freezer meals for my boys. This is the items that I got to make some freezer meals for my fellas while I'm gone. I'm going to make 5 total. Some of this stuff I already had. Like, I already had this and this. And I pulled out some barbecue sauce. But I bought everything else. And have you guys seen this? This is new. Carolina, they didn't have Festive at my Walmart. They had this one. So, I'm going to try it out. It's the same price. I hope it's still good. I've never tried it before, but we're gonna. 5 freezer meals total. Let's get started on the easiest one. First freezer meal is a Crockpot meal, and we're going to be doing some chicken tacos. They love some chicken tacos. I'm just going to trim off any ick I see on my chicken. That's good. You can use chicken thighs for this too, but we just prefer chicken breast. I have 4 chicken breasts here. They're kind of small. Normally I wouldn't do this many, but this is going to ensure that they're going to have some leftovers for lunch the next day. Got my freezer bag here. I'm going to put my 4 small chicken breasts down there. You want to take 1 cup of your favorite salsa. I'm using my homemade salsa. I'm just going to pour that in there. Next, you're going to take 1 cup of sour cream. Put that right on in there. And this is all you have to do for this chicken taco mixture. I call this salsa chicken. Get all that air out of there. Massage that in together. But we're not done yet. Notice I didn't write on this bag. I'm going to set this aside and prepare the other portion of this. I like to write everything down on a piece of paper and tape it to the freezer bag because I have noticed, y'all, that the condensation as it tries to freeze makes my permanent marker or whatever I'm using come off. So this is just going to ensure that they actually get to read the instructions. I'm going to take our little chicken mixture we just made, stick that in here, along with some tortillas, and a bag of shredded sharp cheddar cheese. The instructions. And here is freezer meal number 1. It's for the Crockpot chicken tacos. Another Crockpot meal. I'm going to take some of these chicken leg quarters and we're going to make a garlic parm chicken leg and thighs with veggies Crockpot meal. I'm going to trim up these chicken leg quarters and I think I am going to take them apart. I'm going to remove the backbone. This whole bag of chicken leg quarters was around $8.72 if I'm not mistaken. And it's going to make quite a few meals, so this is a great deal if you're on a budget. So I'm just going to clean these up, cut off any excess skin that's unnecessary. I think I'm actually going to leave them as whole chicken leg quarters. These definitely need a good trim and cleaning up before you use them. They just toss them in there with everything. I cleaned up the chicken leg quarters. I have 4 in here total. 1 chicken leg quarter for Dusty, Ryder, Braden, and Colin. That means each of them gets a leg and a thigh. I want to season it up first. I'm using a little bit of the honey garlic. Use whatever seasonings you have. A little bit of Italian seasoning. Make sure every bit of that's got some on it. Because our main seasoning here is going to be the garlic parm sauce. I'm going to take some of that Parmesan garlic wing sauce and just douse it. Be a little generous. I probably should have doused that when I put it in the bag. Oopsie. But it's okay. Get all the air out of that. Massage that garlic parm sauce into that chicken. Alright, for the veggies, I have these little carrots I got from Trader Joe's. You can use any carrots. It's just what I have. I thought they were cute. These are already trimmed, peeled, and washed. I'm just going to pour these carrots into this bag since they're already washed and trimmed and peeled. Notice I'm using a peeler lately. It's because I lost my good peeling knife. And I don't like any of the other ones I have. So I gotta find it. How does one lose a knife? I don't know. Leave it to me. I cut all my potatoes in 4s, like little wedges. I'm gonna put these in the bag with the carrots. I'm not seasoning these veggies because they're gonna be cooking on the bottom of the crock pot, and all the juices and seasonings from that chicken is going to fall on top of these veggies and give it some flavor. And that sauce is a bit salty, and I even wrote it in the instructions. Do not salt until after to make sure it's to everybody's preferences, because you can easily salt these too much with that garlic parm sauce. Okay, I stuffed both of those freezer bags of veggies and the garlic parm chicken leg quarters into this big old bag. Got those instructions on it. We got another Crockpot freezer meal. For our next freezer meal, I'm putting it in this freezer bag just so these chicken leg quarters can marinate in the bag. But this meal is going to be baked. So I have cleaned up 5 of those chicken leg quarters. And I'm going to let these marinate in this. It's in a mason jar, but this is Tennessee Red, Blue Hog's Tennessee Red sauce. Y'all seen in a video a couple weeks ago, I busted the bottle and I had to put it in a mason jar. So I'm just going to let this marinade in this very thin barbecue sauce. That's all I'm going to put in this chicken because this is full of seasonings and flavor. So I'm just going to get the air out, zip it up, massage that into that chicken. I'm actually going to put this in the refrigerator overnight before I freeze it, so it has time to actually absorb that marinade. I have some more wedged potatoes. I peeled them and wedged them. I'm going to season these up in the bowl. A few pinches of salt, adobo, black pepper, paprika. Just gonna make sure every one of these potatoes is coated. I'm not going to freeze the oil because I don't know how that would work, but I am going to leave instructions that they douse these potatoes in a little bit of oil before they bake them. By the way, you don't have to blanch veggies before you make freezer meals, especially if they're not going to be frozen for more than a month or so. So, on one side of this pan, I'm putting these potatoes. I have my trimmed and cleaned, pre-washed, ready to use green beans. And pour these on this side of the pan. I'm going to go in with some adobo, black pepper, garlic powder, salt, the juice of a lemon, and this is finished. For the fellas, I wrote out the instructions and I copied a set of the instructions so they don't get it confused. And to help my anxiety, which I know they can figure this out, it's not rocket science, I put 1 of 2 and 2 of 2 on here so they know that this is a team. They work together. All right, now we're going to make the bacon cheeseburger tater tot casserole. You can definitely use hamburger meat for this. It's just cheaper to get ground turkey. So I'm using a pound of ground turkey. I'm going to start cooking this up. Lean ground turkey. You don't have to drain it. Most of that liquid usually cooks out. So I'm going to go ahead and season up this turkey before I drain it. Throwing in a couple pinches of salt, black pepper, garlic powder. Today I'm using some onion butter. This is onion powder with other stuff in it, but it's the same thing. It's fine. Okay, brown up this ground turkey, baby. Most of that liquid is gone. It's cooked out, so we're ready for the next step. A can of Campbell's cheddar cheese soup. 1 cup of sour cream. I'm using the rest of that from the other freezer meal we made. A little baggie of real bacon pieces. You can use regular sharp cheddar cheese. I'm using white because that's what I have. I'm going to do a nice big old handful in there. Mix this up. Okay. Let's pour that mixture into a casserole dish. I want to spread it across the bottom evenly, as even as I can. And do a little sprinkle of cheese on top of that. And now we're going to put tater tots on the top of it. You can make it pretty if you want. You can throw it if you want. I'm going to make it pretty today just because I'm feeling a little extra fancy. I don't know. If you're making this just to make and not to put in the freezer, what I like to do is par cook the tater tots in the oven so it doesn't have to cook so long when I throw that casserole in the oven. It helps it go a little quicker. Normally I do this, but you know, not today. I'm gonna make it pretty. I'm gonna make it pretty. Oh, look, I did it. I actually had the patience this time, y'all. Holy smokes. Want to salt these tater tots. A little pepper on them tater tots. And just for pretty, we're going to go in with a little bit more of that shredded cheddar cheese. After you make this and you bake it in the oven, you can top it with some lettuce and tomato, and I think it's awesome. But I already know that Dusty and the boys ain't going to have no patience for that. So they're just going to bake this. This is going to be their dinner. I'm putting a little parsley on top just for pretty. And of course, I am going to tape the instructions on the casserole dish. Fourth freezer meal down. Our last freezer meal for this video, we are doing a lazy lasagna. Kind of lazy. I'm making meat for it. But I'm throwing in a pound of ground turkey. You can use ground beef, of course. Italian seasoning. I threw a little bit of salt in there before that. I want to go in with some minced onion, garlic powder until my ancestors say, Brooke, stop. Okay. Brown up this ground turkey. Alright. Just waiting on most of that liquid to cook out of there. Maybe a couple more minutes. What we've been waiting for. Most of that liquid is gone. Tossing in my Hunt's. Hunt's Traditional. With about a 1/4 cup of water. 1/4 as in a 1/4 of the can of water. And put a little salt in this. Okay, now let's assemble the lazy lasagna. Got my little aluminum pan. Frozen cheese ravioli from good old Wally World. I want to put in half of the bag. Straighten it out a bit. Toss half of that sauce on top of those raviolis. Some mozzarella. Now layer in the rest of those raviolis. And the rest of that sauce. And I'm just going to top that with some more mozzarella. Throw on some parsley for pretty. And I'm going to wrap this up in tin foil. Putting the instructions on it, of course, so my babies know what to do. Number 5, baby. We did 2 Crockpot meals. We did 3 meals that we're going to bake in the oven. My boys and my husband are taken care of while I'm going on my girls' trip. And I am feeling good about it, and I hope they love it. These are all a favorite of ours. So if you try these recipes, I hope you love them just as much as we love them. And I will see you guys next video. Remember, as always, to be positive, to be kind, to be happy, and let other people be happy. Even if you don't understand it, let them be happy, because everybody deserves to feel a little bit of happiness. All right, I love you guys. I'll see you later, Taters. Bye.